analysis done by various agricultural colleges that the ethanol industry is adding roughly 30 cents per bushel to the cost of corn. Now, we realize that the corn here in the last 5 years has doubled, but it's not due to ethanol. It is due to the excess dollars in the world economy that is being used to influence the commodity markets.
It's due to the export of the corn, correct? Or
What's that?
is it due to the export of the corn?
It's due to the printing dollars, I think is what he's saying.
It's
right?
due to the oil countries using those excess dollars to buy up something of real value because they recognize the dollar is declining in value, and one of these days it's going to fall like a lead balloon. And so they're using these excess dollars to buy something that has real and tangible value that is not paper. And that's why the commodity markets are being accelerated in an upward position.
I agree with what he's saying, and what he's saying too, by the way, is the primary cause for the high gas prices. It's not just demand. It's you price gas in gold. It's actually not as high as we see in our typical dollars. I'm sorry?
We used to call that inflation.
That's what a few people still do, and I wish there was more who did.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've done a little research on the Brazilian,
Sugarcane?
yes, and I think this is right. A barrel of oil put into corn, ethanol, yields 1.1 barrels. It's very inefficient compared to sugarcane.
But we have tariffs on
There's a
sugarcane.
strain of sugarcane that grows in the northern hemisphere now.
I didn't know
And
that.
it's several times more efficient than corn. What do you think government's role should be in changing the mindset? Because we all get in paradigms.
Sure.
That's one question. Secondly, T. Boone Pickens said if we could run these trucks on natural gas, which we have a lot more of here than it's
Is it
easier to
shale
get to than
oil?
oil, we could help solve the oil import thing. But I think there's 2 or 3 places in all of Indianapolis where you can fill up natural gas in a biofuel vehicle. So until these trucks have got stations they can pull in and put natural gas in, that's not, so is petrol fuel or TA Travel Center or whoever, are they supposed to go out and spend $3 billion in changing some of their fuel stations to natural gas? And if not, how do you make that leap and what's the government's role in that?
That's fact, yes.
To your first question, I would say definitely need a federal permission to look at that. No, I'm just kidding. I would say no. Zero is their role in deciding that. You and I, us, as a society, individuals, have to make that decision. And to the second part, I mean, that relates to the overall question. If the companies you mentioned don't do it, someone else ought to. Right now, the two most, for example, in the electric car industry, the 2 most viable options are Tesla Motors and a gentleman from Israel. They have 2 very different ways of approaching it. One is building pure electric cars, not hybrids, that you charge up in your home or at various other places. The other gentleman is building a system where you typically buy the car and they own the batteries. So the batteries do run out fairly quickly, 150 miles, 200 miles. You just stop somewhere and get one of their batteries. So you own the car, they own the batteries, and you switch them out. We'll see which system is better. One of them isn't getting government subsidies in America now, the other one is too. So I think that decision has to be made in the market. There shouldn't be, people who want to use natural gas shouldn't have regulations that are going to steer things in another way. In other words, planning shouldn't be involved by people with legislative authority. It should be the market deciding that. And it's, from what you described, it sounds like it's very viable. My question is, why isn't it happening? So overall, to me, the energy crisis, the energy problem, is a government problem, not an energy problem. Because we've had energy problems before. People used to rely on whale oil to heat their, there's only so many whales in the world, used to rely on whale oil to heat lamps. we solve that, and we can solve our problems now, but not through central planning in Washington. Yes, sir.
I'll already spoke, that's somebody else talking. I want to add something for
Yes, ma'am. Right here.
My recollection is a little fuzzy here, but I remember several years ago, the airline industry was taken off the government roll.
Mhm.
Has that been successful?
I don't know.
Or is that
I don't know.
something that's not-
I don't know. My general idea is, look, if you want to, I was talking to a friend 2 weeks ago who wants to conserve the whole of the Amazon, and I told her she should do that. She should buy it first, though, and compensate all the natives. She can't go through there and tell them, you piece of she said, look, all the little tribes people in the Amazon who are still in line clause, they should stay that way, and maybe they should, but it's their choice. And most of them don't want to. Believe me, they want TVs and appliances as much as we do. But if you want to conserve a large swath of land, you're going to have to buy it and maintain it. That's going to be very expensive. Not impossible, but expensive. Okay, well, I think we're out of time.
I'd like to add one more thing. I won't take much time. I would just like to point out that corn is an intermediate process in developing ethanol as fuel. It is that will go to biomass. There are 2 full-scale pilot plants in operation in this country now using biomass, and as the research and development proceeds to where it is economically feasible, corn will be phased out of the ethanol industry.
Well, I just want to close. Thank you all for your time. Keep up the good work. Thank you.